Young person, I know that it's my obligation to stand for the people and to lead by an example. We all know what goes on here in the homeland. We all know that good role models are really hard to come by here because of alcoholism and drug abuse. I've been doing a lot of work against white clay, Nebraska, and that stand is for the mentality of our youth. Someone has to show them how to stand up against liquid genocide. And the only way that's going to happen is if they see it. And that goes for the same with the land issues. How are our youth going to learn to fight for the land if nobody shows them? No one is going to come here and save us. I believe that a lot of our relatives have become colonized, that they actually believe there is a great white father out there who's going to come and save us. That's an illusion that we need to break among our tiwahes. It is our obligation to show our youth that the only way to stand up sometimes is direct action. We've been doing a lot of non-violent direct action against white clay. The direction of that fight has changed. It's changed drastically for myself, because how can we example peace when it's not being shown from the other side? It's our obligation to fight for our land in our minds. And doing that is standing up and using a closed fist. Sometimes that's all we have left. That is right now, that is all we have left. Like I said, there is no one going to come here and save us from injustices. Nobody. There isn't anyone. We've been catching, criticism about our youth, our children. We take them to direct actions, but that's how I became who I am today. My mother didn't leave me home, she took me. I saw. That's how I learned. And that's how my children and my daughters will learn. They will see it. So I guess today, really, what I wanted to talk to everybody here is about your own obligation. You need to really focus exactly what your obligation is to the land. My daughters are here, both of them. I think about their children. Their children won't have any drinking water if we just sit around waiting for this great white savior. He don't exist. It's an illusion, it's a lie. Just like they told you, the lie that the land isn't ours, it's theirs. That's a lie too, that's a part of their illusion. They've created a very big picture, and it's all an illusion, and we need to come to understand this. It's our obligation to understand that we are the first people of this continent, whatever race likes it or not. Even our own. Like I said, if we don't show our young people how to stand up and fight, who is? The institutionalized education that they've provided for us, they're not going to show them. They're going to show them how to stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance. They may sing the flag song every day, but still that's honoring an illusion. So our obligation is to break the illusion, to destroy it. And the only way to do that is to lead by an example. You can't be an activist in isolation either. You can't be an activist behind a computer screen. You have to get out and do something physically. You have to physically show your children. Because if you don't, no one else will. I'm really grateful that Cheyenne River representatives came, especially their youth. These are going to be the frontliners. And we have a lot of Oglalas who will stand with you. Because we're all relatives. That's a big thing, and part of our obligation is also to show and to understand that we're relatives to everything that moves and grows and flows and flies and crawls and runs. We're all related. We all need water. It's really amazing to me that some colonized, they can't relate to the issue of water for themselves, but they can relate to it through cattle. Oh, my cows, they're gonna go thirsty. Well, what about your grandkids? What about your children? We have young mothers carrying infants inside them. That water is already contaminated. It already is. Proven by their scientists. You know, we hear a lot of people, I've heard so many times people say, well, we need to educate them. We need to educate the fat takers. Maybe they'll open their eyes. I think it's wasting time. We don't need to teach the fat takers anything, because they don't know how to do anything else but take and take and take. I don't want them to be able to take anything else when my daughter's close to 40. You know, I was talking to one of my sisters, and she used to be a flagger for the roads here. And she told me that she was having a conversation with some truckers, and that these truckers were telling her that 44 was built on purpose for heavy hauls and oversized loads. So still, the fat taker thinks we're drunk, dumb Indians, that we don't know what's going on. Little do they know. Look at all these people here. They don't know. That's an illusion that they made for us, but now they believe it. They believe this is a reservation of a bunch of drunks. And what makes them believe that? Because we spend $4 million a year in white clay. That's why they believe we're all just a bunch of drunk Indians. So we have a big obligation, relatives. It's to start leading by example. Quit expecting your neighbor to do it. Quit expecting tribal council to do it. They follow their way, not ours. Tribal council won't succeed anything but borrow more money to dig us in a deeper hole. That's what's up. That's what's up with that. It ain't for us. It's for their pocket, their family. It has nothing to do with us. They just need our vote, that's it. And then they'll stand aside while these heavy hauls and oversized trucks come through our territory, while Unji Marie is standing in front of them. Bullshit, not no more, not on my watch. You know, I come from the Chitawakia Tioshpai from Porcupine, and I'm relative to many extended families here on the Oglala territory. And I know that we all will band together very soon to protect our water and our mines, because that's what's under attack right now. If they keep us drunk and diluted, they could do anything they want to us, and we will still sit there and take it because we've seen it exampled over and over. I'm breaking that illusion. We're breaking that illusion today. Today we went back up to White Clay. Our Deep Green Resistance allies, they're here, and they had court. They had court this morning in Rushville, Nebraska. You know, they put a money issue above their head that they have to deal with. They travel hundreds of miles to come here and stand here with us. And they'll be back. They'll be back to stand with us again for our land. Not just our mind, our land too. Because they drink water too. Their grandmas and grandpas and nieces and nephews, they all drink water. I was asked to ask something. Where's our vice president? Where's our tribal president? I don't see them here. I know you guys don't either. Look around. They're not here. We see candidates running for these positions, but I don't trust you either. Because you're going to have your hand behind you like this. Slip me some money and I'll be quiet about white clay. Slip me some money and I'll be quiet about the XL pipeline. Little do you know that we have grassroots relatives in every single one of those offices with their cell phone. I heard Grandma Marie Randall say one time, what goes on in this homeland is your business. That's why I always stress to my relatives, it is your business what the hell's going on in your neighbor's basement. It is. If you know there's evil shit going on there, do something. The longer you don't, the more those children suffer. Obligation. It was a big thing to our ancestors. Our obligation was big and it was heavy. I feel it every day. I get phone calls about crazy things I never did before. But it's my obligation to say something and do something, so I'll police those bootleggers and the rapists and the chomos. Come get me. If the men around you don't want to do it, come get me, I'll do it. We all have an obligation as a human, and that's to look out for all humanity. No matter what color that human is, we all have humanity. We all need to show it more. Have compassion for other races and your neighbor. Even if they are a mile down the road, that's still your neighbor. You still have a right to know what's going on over there. I take what Grandma Marie Randall, I say that to myself over and over, sometimes 10, 15 times a day. It's my obligation to know what's going on in my homeland. I'm really proud of everyone that came today because it shows that you love water. We all love to drink water. I just learned something else too about bottled water. Everyone's probably thinking, oh, let's stock up on bottled water. We'll be safe. Bottled water is dead water. It has no spirit. They filter it to get into those bottles. It's just liquid. It ain't medicine. So yeah, you could stock up on it, but it won't save you. There's no spirit in it. So this issue is big. It is important. We all need water to live. One of the relatives said we use water in every ceremony. What if we don't have water to do a ceremony? That's scary. You know, I want my daughter to Wanukja. I want her children to have water. I want her to be able to have healthy water in her womb when she's carrying my grandchildren. But how can that happen if no one stands up for our water now? It has to happen now. Look how close they are to us. All of you that go on the Bigfoot Memorial Ride, you know where Bridger is. It ain't that far from there. That's how close the fat tanker is. How much closer are you going to let them get before you stand up? There's a lot of us who will fight them off while you all are sitting comfortable in your homes and your jobs. We'll fight for you, but don't forget us. Because when the lights go out, your jobs are gone. Again, I'll say obligation. As a man, you have an obligation to protect your home and your family. As a Lakota man, you have an obligation to protect the land and your mind and your body and your children. As a Lakota Wea, it gets heavy sometimes to carry everyone's burdens. But if we don't, who will? So my relatives here who are going to vote, vote wisely. If it were up to me, I'd say don't vote. Just shut it down. What the hell have they done for us but dug us in a deeper hole? Continuously. You're working their way. It'll never work for us. That's their way, our way, their way and our way. It's your obligation to understand that. There's their way and our way. Our way right now is with the closed fists and a Gishan and a Lili. And we're gonna say, frack no. So forgive my harsh words, but colonization has us to the point where sometimes harsh words are all we understand. So with harsh words and a harsh voice, I tell you to stand up. We're waiting for that great white savior. He don't exist. He does not exist. The tribal council is an illusion. Exile pipeline is an illusion. They think they're going to build it. No, they're not. Not in our territory. And I know that. And I believe that. Because something within tells me Crazy Horse knows that. And he believes that. So frack no. Frack no till the end of my days. That's what's up. Thank you.